To help protect your land from soil erosion and water pollution, the Private Native Forestry Codes of Practice outlines how to responsibly work with drainage features on your property. The code helps identify where forestry operations should be limited or excluded across different drainage features. This is a drainage line, and you can tell by the evidence of active erosion and deposition like this: gravel, pebble, rock, sandbed, scour hole, or nick point here. Drainage lines may be over 30 centimetres deep with clearly defined bed and banks, and might also have permanent flow, whereas drainage depressions have no banks, no erosion or deposition, and don't always flow. Streams have a defined channel, and their bed and banks are a minimum depth of 30 centimetres. Across most drainage features, the area adjacent to it is a riparian exclusion zone. They are measured from the top of the defined bank of the drainage line or stream for the distance specified in the Private Native Forestry Code, also known as the PNF Code. Where there is no defined bank, the exclusion zone is measured from the edge of the channel of the drainage feature. All forestry operations and harvesting machinery are excluded from riparian exclusion zones, and there are a few exemptions, such as road construction or maintenance and designated crossings, so check your PNF code during planning. Riparian exclusion zones adjacent to mapped drainage features must be clearly marked on your forest management plan map before forestry operations start, and a copy of the plan must be available throughout operations. Trees must not be felled into a riparian exclusion zone. Directional felling must be used during all forestry operations. If a tree is accidentally felled into a riparian exclusion zone, the tree may only be removed if disturbance to soil and ground cover and native vegetation is limited to the minimum extent necessary. Harvesting machinery is limited to the outer 5 metres of the riparian exclusion zone. Harvesting machinery that enters the riparian exclusion zone to retrieve the tree or part of the tree uses walkover techniques. And following the tree's removal, any soil disturbance or furrows are treated to prevent concentration of water flow or soil movement, to help restore the natural pattern of overland flow and protect soil from accelerated erosion. If you're planning on building new roads and crossings or reopening old roads within the riparian exclusion zone, you must identify the road or crossings in the forest management plan. Ensure the road prism or crossings intersects with the riparian exclusion zone at right angles or as close to right angles as practicable. Minimise clearing and disturbance within the riparian exclusion zone, and obtain any other necessary permits. For more information, contact local land services. We're here to help.